Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Your Pleasure Incorporated into Daily Living, otherwise known as Yippee. My name is Ellen, and I am a sensuality consultant, life coach, educator, and author. And today I want to talk about something that is so obvious but overlooked, and that is hair. The hair on your head, the hair under your pits, and the hair on your bush or what's left of it. So, hair, just like all the other parts of your body, has a function. And there are many functions to this particular body part. And because we can mold it and shape it and color it and make it look certain ways, we forget that it is part of our body. It is constantly growing. And although we can style it and use it as an expression of our lives, it's a good idea to understand that it does have a function. And it is good to respect that function so that you can keep your hair. Now, there are some people, they're known, body type is the Pitta body type. That's the muscular individual. That is like more athletic build. Those men tend to lose their hair early in life. The more pitta a guy has in his system, the faster he will lose his hair. But that doesn't mean he has to lose his hair. That means that if he knows that he has a propensity to lose his hair, he can take supplementation to offset that happening at the pace that it normally would for that body type. Now, on top of it all, hair on your head actually has many purposes. And one of the purposes is to save the top of your head from the beating of the sun. Now, there was a point in time where we as humans were bent over and the whole body was covered with hair. This is many, 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 many years ago. But then we stood up. And as soon as we stood up, the top of our head was getting most of the action from the sun. And although it is a good idea to get sun is very, very good for you, to have that constant beating down. So the body, in response, kept the hair that was on the head. Now, hair is an area at the areas of hair on your body are the areas that make us sexually attracted to one another via our scent. The pheromone scent is housed in your hair. So whether it's the hair on your head, the hair in your armpits, or your pubic hair, that's where the scent is housed. And how do you know if you're attracted to someone? You like the way they smell, especially if it's a woman and she's smelling you. If she can't smell you because you've whacked off all the hair on your body, then she has to go with some kind of artificial scent. And that might not be the most beneficial for union. All right. And, we get together for union. Not everybody wants to have babies, but it's always a good idea to remember that scent is a very important part of finding a partner that will complement your DNA. And that scent is held in the hair. Okay. So women in the United States have opted to whack off the underarm hair where pheromone scents are held, and now to whack off the bush that is front and center. And I think that is a terrible, terrible, terrible idea. It's bad enough that we are trying to look like mannequins, okay, or artificial painted because we're not happy with what we actually look like. So we want to change and alter ourselves in so many ways. But there is a functionality to the body. And if you respect that and work with it, instead of against it, then nature will work with you instead of against you. People wonder why they get sick, or people wonder why they end up getting hurt, whatever. They're actually inviting it in. So hair is natural. And it's a good idea to be nice to your hair because it won't always stay. Now, I have opted, and you can tell by my grays over here, that I am going to go completely gray. I was worried about it for a while, but I have to admit, I think that as long as from here down is fit, strong, healthy, and looking okay, I don't care what color my hair is. So I've always been a brunette, and I tried to stick with brunette, but I want to respect my hair. And if it's getting dyed too much, I feel like I am accosting it with chemicals and processes that are wearing it down. And not showing appreciation for it being there. Like, you're not good enough, I'm going to change your color. You're not good enough, I'm going to curl you. You're not good enough, I'm going to, and your hair is very, very sensitive to your attitudes about it. So the hair on your head is, for women, their crowning glory. And if you can find the peace to find a style that complements you without having to beat your hair up with blow dryers and straightening and curling and dyeing and doing all these other processes to it, because you're inviting it to leave. If you take care of it, mask it, moisturize it, clean it gently, it's one of the most sensual tools you have. Not only does it smell phenomenal when you are kind to it, but it's used as a very soft and sensual tool on another person's body. But not if you destroy it. So that's the hair on your head. How about the hair under your arms? A lot of people, especially in this country, they shave it off. And, it's kind of tough to be a woman in this society when you know that shaving it off is actually limiting the sensitivity of that major erogenous zone, which is your armpit. Your armpit is a major erogenous zone. You might not want to admit that. You might not want to think it, but it is. And when you shave it, you irritate it. Unless you're using a really, really good product, coochie cream is great, but the protective layer is no longer there. Okay. So whatever kind of rubs or movements against this super sensitive area, and it is super sensitive. That's why you tickle. That's why you laugh when somebody touches you under your arm, ooh, because it's very sensitive. So it's sensitive for sensual touches too. Not so much once the hair has been whacked off, because the hair acts as a protective barrier to the skin. And then we have the pubic hair. Pubic hair is where most of your pheromones are housed. It is close to the genitals. There is scent that comes out of you. Most of it is there. I'm not saying that it doesn't get up through your bloodstream and into your sweat and into the rest of your hair. It does. But that is where it's produced. So that's where it's going to be strongest. And if you feel and believe the fashion, the industry that would have you think there's something dirty about having hair, you are doing yourself a great disservice. A great disservice in how we attract ourselves to people who would otherwise be really good for us, but we're not going to meet them because the scent is not there, the interest is not there. That is one of the first ways that we know that we're attracted. It's very subliminal, it's very subconscious, but it most definitely is there. And that's why this kind of communication over the internet is lacking greatly in people meeting people that they can really have something true and authentic with, because they're not in each other's presence, so they don't smell each other. And the scent is in the hair, and the scent is in the underarm hair, and the scent is in the pubic hair. And you can have a conversation, and none of this ever has to come up but it is most definitely influencing the conversation, the interest, and the level of excitement because of the fantasy that you created around what that person looks like and what they're saying. And that fantasy is created with their hair. All right. So hair is super essential. And although a lot of people are opting to shave it off and whack it down and do everything else, I got to tell you, when it's longer like this, it is antenna for the world. Your sensitivity increases like tenfold when you have hair. And you might say, oh my God, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, but when you have like a feeling about something, doesn't your hair on the back of your neck stand on end? Can't you just feel the little hairs on your arms go up sometime when you get cold or when you get afraid? All of a sudden it goes up. Well, you have lots of that on your head. And the longer it is, the more subliminal information you are gathering. Do not believe that hair is just cosmetic. It is necessary. It is sensual. It is a phenomenal sensual tool on so many levels: how it looks, how it smells, how it feels, what it can do. It's phenomenal. And in this world where so many people are opting to become more like androids, clean shaven bodies, no hair on the men, no hair on the women, no hair at all. That's are you a mannequin? Because that's what you're going for. Are you an android? Are you a machine? Because that's what you're going for. The hair on your body is part of being human. And if you whack it all off, the scent that is your pheromones, the scent that is your invitation to the right person whose pheromones complement with yours, is gone. And the only place that it's left is usually in the hair on the head, because women will whack it off on their arms and whack it off on the pube, but they're going to hold on to their hair on their head. So that's the only place that's left. I think it should be left on all three places, quite honestly, but that's just one woman's opinion. I hope you have enjoyed this talk, and I hope that you will consider my words, because I am all about being the best human that I can possibly be. And that means taking in this world through all of my sensory apparatus and appreciating everything that I can appreciate. And part of being human is appreciating your parts. And your hair is a phenomenal tool for many, many reasons. So consider it. Anyway, see you next week. If you have any questions that you would like me to talk about on this show, Yippee, your pleasure, Incorporated, please email them to me at ypi69@hotmail.com. If you feel that you would like to talk to me about something in particular that affects you and you're looking for someone to give you a little guidance, I am a life coach, and I'm an excellent listener. So you have the address. Hope to hear from you soon. See you next week when we do another episode of Your Pleasure. Thanks for joining me. Namaste, and do your Kegels.